good morning to everybody. I'm just getting rid of something here so my system does not crash. How is everybody going? Welcome to the Fiberific live chat today. I see lots of people are already in the chat, so I would like to say welcome. Our first chatter today was Kathy Breyer. Welcome to the chat super early, Kathy, and then Moya Anderson. Those were the top two in the chat, but I think Kathy was there first. So welcome to everybody. We've got mods in the room. We've got Sally Schilling. Thank you for being an awesome mod, Sally. We've got Kim Scullen, mod extraordinaire. Jackie Doyle, mod extraordinaire. Thank you so much, you guys, for coming in week after week and making sure nobody misbehaves, because you could all be bad and they will just hit you with their spanners. It's very simple. It's how it is. They're the only ones who can share links, things like that. And sometimes comments may come up that might get moderated. Different things. YouTube tend to, put some things where they're not sure what it means. So some of it's fine. It's just, yarnism. Some of it not fine. So mods go in and save the day. So thank you to the mods. There seems to be so many of you chatting today. So welcome to the chat, everybody. I've got my pile here of ends, basically. Look at all these ends. I was going to continue all these colours on to their next step, so they're all like this. And then I thought, you know what? I should weave in the ends, honestly. So I've got Sally saying she'll try not to put anyone in time out by accident today. What's the dark pink at the bottom? I'm not quite sure what the dark... This is, are you talking about this one here? This one is lipstick, if that's what you're talking about. So my beverage of choice today was gifted to me by none other than Black Pearl Knits. We've got some Yogi Throat Comfort. It's got some interesting things in there, along with the licorice root. We do normally have the T2 licorice legs, which is mostly licorice root. But this has got some interesting things. It's got a very different flavour. I actually really enjoy it. It's a really nice change up. I think they're both really good. But we're going to give this one a whirl and see how it goes. So our Throat Comfort from Yogi. So thank you so much to Black Pearl Knits for giving that to me. I really appreciate it, in my Fiberific mug. Go the plug. Go the plug, everybody. Can you see my plug? So just out of curiosity, everyone can see me and hear me okay? I can see that the picture seems to be all right, but I'm not sure about sound. I have set the sound up a bit differently, so let me know if anything is a bit hinky. So I've got some announcements, guys. I'm going to be traveling very, very short notice. I decided to go and do a crochet workshop that my friend Deanne from Adobe Designs is running. And so I'm doing the, how's it called? Brioche? I've probably said it totally wrong. It's a brioche crochet workshop. As you guys all know, I'm pretty rubbish at brioche knitting, so I thought I'd try brioche crochet. We'll see if I'm a bit better at that. So I will be in Sydney on the weekend of the 1st and the 2nd of June. I'm specifically coming down for the crochet workshop, which runs on Sunday morning, but I'll have some time free Sunday afternoon to hang out at Skein Sisters in Sydney. So if anyone wants to meet up, you're more than welcome to pop in. I should be there from around 2. I'll firm things up over in the Fiberific group, Fiberific Fun Zone. If you're not a member of the Fiberific Fun Zone yet, I want to know why not. Is there a reason? So yeah. I personally don't think there should be any reason as to why you're not in the Fiberific Fun Zone. This might be a bit noisy. Sorry, guys. I should have really gotten the needle out first, but I did not. I'm trying to keep it quiet. Where are we? The Adelong workshop. I missed something. Odd But Nice says Adelong workshop. No. Fine. Say hi to Deanne for me from Houston, USA. I absolutely will, Odd But Nice. So much chatting. There's so much chatting going on. Leanne says, oh, Jelly, is that through Skein Sisters? Yes, it is. It's a workshop that Skein Sisters are running. What is brioche crochet? Well, Helen, I don't know. So that's why I'm going to do the workshop. There's a beautiful cow pattern that Deanne has up over on Ravelry for her brioche cowl. I'm sure the instructions in the cowl would be fine. It really was just an excuse for me to go and hang out with the girls. So we've got some great friends that are all going to be meeting up together. There's going to be myself, there's Deanne, obviously, because she's running the workshop. So she'll be there. But we're also going to have some fantastic extras, which I'm just so excited for. We're going to be having Claire from Bob Wilson 123 is going to be there as well, and Kylie from Fiber Lily, who is in the chat right now. Kylie, she's going to be there as well. Let me think. There is going to be Catherine from, oh my God, I've forgotten Catherine's business name. Kylie, what's Catherine's business name? It's just blanked on me. I can't answer it. So Catherine will be there, and also there will be Natalie from Tea for Talia, which is, she's one of our awesome buddies, and also, oh my gosh, my brain is just Earl Grey Crochet, whose real name is just slipped my brain. I'm sorry. Okay, so Catherine's from Australian Wool Store. Thank you, Kylie. I appreciate that, because my brain I possibly should have written all this down, but it didn't. So, this is what happens when you fly by the seat of your pants, everybody. You crash and burn is what happens. So, I don't recommend it. So Crafting Treats is in the UK, so I don't think she's coming. Elizabeth from Earl Grey Crochet. Thank you, Sally. So we're going to have a great mob of Australian YouTube people, dyers, potters, Instagrammers. I don't know what you want to call us. We're all fiber artists is what we are. And so, yeah, we're all going to be there and have a fun time. So if you want to join us in our shenanigans down, I should probably go the other way before I cut that, hey. If you want to join us for our shenanigans down in Sydney at Skein Sisters and that first weekend of June, by all means, join along. Then, for those of us that are Brisbane-based, I will be at the Redlands Craft Show. No, it's not called that. It's got a specific name. It's a Redlands Spinners Warped and Twisted event. They have it every year. It's their big guild day where everything's open. There's heaps of stall holders. If you go to the Redlands Spinners Facebook page, you can see heaps of the vendors. I'll be a vendor, so I'll have all my bits and bobs there. Also, the fantastic Simone from Gumblossom Yarns will be there, and heaps of other people. There's an amazing fashion show that they put on in the middle of the day. It's really inexpensive, but the catch is it's Tuesday, guys. So it's a work day. It's getting your annual leave form, things like that. So it's definitely worth using an annual leave day as far as I'm concerned. And I get to meet up with people and say hi. I think that was the first place I met you, Leanne, isn't it? Sorry, I'm a bit raspy today. We were at yoga last night in the cold night air. So the yoga itself was fine, but it was getting to and from yoga that was the problem. Annie says, I just can't run away to Sydney. Coming from Rhode Island, USA would take some seriously planning. I'll just have to travel vicariously through you and your photos. Well, I do understand that, Annie, because the number of events that I want to go to that are on in the US that I can't, because it really is a very, very far, it's a huge trek. So I understand, and I will try to be a good person, and I will try to remember to take photos. I'm actually really rubbish at that. I quite often forget to take photos and video while I'm away at things. I'm not a vlogger, and there is a reason for that, and that's because I forget to use my camera when I'm out. It's that simple. Where are we up to here? It is, there's so many comments coming through, you guys. I'm just trying to get them in order. Jay's working that weekend, so Andrea can't come. Stacey might be coming along to Redlands. That would be awesome to catch up, Stacey. You are starting and stopping a bit for me, so I may have to refresh you to avoid late responses. Okay, odd but nice. Hit that refresh. Jackie Doyle's thrown up a link for the Brioche workshop. I think the Brioche might be sold out now, but she's got she's got another fantastic workshop on the Sunday afternoon. She's got some workshops on the Saturday as well. What have I done here? I've really stuffed that up, haven't I? I had those in the wrong place, and then I wove a strand over them like a dummy. So don't do what I do. Do it the proper way. Leanne says, yes, it was where I got my first glimpse of you and then braved the meeting and a purchase. You did. You came up and said hi, and it was awesome. Where are we? There's so many. Leanne says, wow, that's a room full of amazing talents all in one area. It is, and we've been all meaning to catch up. We all chat together quite frequently, and we've been trying to catch up for, I don't know, it'd be 12 months, and then we were going to try and catch up at the Canberra Wool Day, and then I couldn't go. And then I could go to this one, and it was just like, right, let's go then. Let's all go. So it's been really last minute, exciting. It's been fun setting it up, actually. And I put some frequent flyer points and some flyby points to some good use. So that I could go as well. So, because being a dyer, guys, we're not rolling in the big doughs. I wish I could say you should all be dyers to bring in that, that big money. We do get to play with pretty yarn all the time. Sometimes it's while it's wet. Does that get to count? Because I count that. I definitely count that. So yeah. So I was hoping today to announce that the kits were ready for pre-order, but they're just not. I wanted to get a bit further through. I know a friend of mine bought the proper kit from the proper kit, like this isn't proper, but a friend of mine brought the actual Scapies kit and she ran out of one of the colors. And so I really want to make sure that this does not happen, because I was going to be using some math and their meterage to work it out so that I didn't have to have it all finished in time before the kits were done. But I'm thinking I would like to be closer to done than not. So how is Claire? I haven't seen or heard from her in a while. Claire is doing great. Her internet is still being a pig, is what's going on. You guys have heard me go on and on and on about Australian internet. Well, Claire's internet is 10 times worse than mine. So at the moment, I'm not even sure if she's currently got a home phone that she can use. That's how bad her connection is. So she is trying to get all that sorted out. And then I'm sure we'll hear from Claire when she's all ready to rock and roll. But in the meantime, we're going to catch up with her in Sydney. I'm so excited. Do I seem excited? Because I'm so excited. I'm like, is it June the 1st yet? I just stubbied, call me sis322. I don't know what that means, you guys. I don't know what that means. Annie, are you okay? Has says, such a pretty cowl and glove. I think I like brioche crochet. I know, isn't it gorgeous? I haven't tried any of it yet, and I really just want to try it. And so I thought, what a good excuse to catch up with all the girls. Hey, how's that work? It's a good excuse. Kim says, I didn't know there was such a thing as worse internet than yours. Well, now you know, Kim. Now you know. There is worse internet in Australia than mine. My mum, who is in the chat here, guys, has way better internet than me, and she is in a town of like 500 people and out in the sticks. And oh yeah, FYI, Mum, just to let you know, Dad's on his way down. I meant to send you a text message, but I forgot. He just left before the live stream started, so he should get there just as this finishes. So yeah, where are we? Oh, yep. So she's subbed to your channel. I understand, Kathleen. I understand. So some of the yarn from the dye stream has made its way to its new homes. Jackie has hers. So Black Pearl Knits has her yarn, and Lindsay Chateau has her yarn. That's so exciting, because I can tell you right now, according to Australia Post, I've only initiated it. So, thank you, Australia Post, for charging me all that additional money for tracking and all that sort of stuff, and not letting me know that it's arrived. So luckily, Lindsay was so excited and posted a photo in the Fiberific Fun Zone of her gorgeous yarn. So now I know it's got there. Andrea says, bye, Dad. Kim says, I scraped the skin off one of my knuckles at Aldi this morning. Well, what'd you do that for? Black Pearl Knits says that she has a plan for them. That's brilliant, Black Pearl Knits, because on Thursday night you weren't so sure what you were going to do, so I'm glad you found something. Oh, Sherry got hers today as well, so we were having fun seeing who's arrived first. Oh, that's brilliant, because Sherry says that hers is still just initiated as well, so I was really impressed. Kim did not do it on purpose. Well, I'm sure you didn't, but you know, I was being cheeky, because that's what I do. Sounds like the US Postal Service. Yeah. It's a bit frustrating though. Odd but nice, I always post pictures when new crafty stuff comes in. I try to as well, odd but nice. Sometimes I forget and just wind it into a ball straight away. I'm like, yes, I want to use this right now. And then I totally forget and just, you know, don't take any photos or whatever until it's like, oh, what am I working on right now? I'm doing this thing. Oh, that's right. With that yarn, I probably should have posted a picture of. Kim says, we need to talk about the Mystery Lace Club because the colour matches her hair. Well, that was unintentional, Kim. I am glad that you are happy about this. I was really, those of you who are in the chat that received the Mystery Lace Club, I really loved Mystery Lace Club this month, and I really, really hope you did as well. Gorgeous pattern, beautiful bead pack, although those of you that are a bit OCD may stress out a bit, Kim, because it is mixed beads. It's not one single colour. And then I actually had some fun dyeing probably the darkest colour I've ever dyed before as a hand dyer, which was this very inky browny black, which I've called sarsaparilla. I'm just thinking, do I have something similar here in the shed? But I do not. I cannot show you. If you want to have a look over in the Ravelry spoilers page, you can have a look and see the beautiful kit that was sent out this month. And if you are interested in receiving a kit of your own, if you get in before the 20th of, where are we? We're on the 23rd. So if you get in before the 20th of June, you'll receive the July box. So that one is always a bit of fun because I'm trying to do that one while I'm getting ready for Bendigo. So I tend to be just crazy with it and do something fun and quirky. So that's always a good box to get. There is a link to the spoilers in the fun zone. Oh, thank you, Kim. I forgot about that. So if you're in the fun zone, there is a link there so you can go to Ravelry and check out the spoilers link. The coloured beads sound nice. They did. Hey, Natalie Power. Welcome to the chat. She made it. Bye, Helen, and be safe, okay? So up and run. Go and run. Oh, no, if I just up and disappear. I understand. Absolutely. For sure you do that. Jackie Doyle booked her Bendigo accommodation yesterday. Woohoo, Jackie. I'll PM you about that later and find out where you are because I booked mine as well. Well, I booked mine a little while ago, but I've got Bendigo accommodation too. Kim says so many beads, like over 1,000. There's over 1,200, Kim. Helen's trying to stick around as long as I can. Oh, Helen, you're stressing me out now. I hope you stay safe. I really do. I want to make that top Black Pearl Knits. I missed it. What top is Black Pearl Knits wanting to make? Hang on a second. I'm scrolling back. I'm going to make the Novelli top with it so I can enjoy the yarn as much as possible. Oh, that sounds awesome. Shauna is here. Welcome, Shauna. Just got back from my Pilates class. Well, I hope you're feeling better after your Pilates class than I felt after my yoga class last night because I left there feeling really, I mean, admittedly, I went in with a headache, okay? So, like, just, you know, it's, I have to, you know, be clear. I already had a headache. When I left, I had a headache and nausea. But I felt good. Like, physically, I felt good other than the whole nausea thing. So, you know, there's that. But it was a really nice session. I've been enjoying it. It was my second week. Gratuitous plug coming from a mod. I published my first sweater pattern on the weekend. I saw it looks gorgeous. Who said Freaky's in the room? Is Freaky Geek in? I missed Freaky Geek. Have I not put... I haven't. I've not put live chat on. I reminded you guys to do it and then didn't do myself. So if I've missed your message, it's because I didn't have the right chat open, like a numpty. So for those of you that don't know, YouTube thinks that they can tell us which chat messages we actually want to see versus what is come through live at any one particular time. So, you know, good on YouTube for that. But I don't want to miss any of your messages. So that reminds me, I need to confirm my patch of floor at my friend's house at Bendigo. Absolutely, because she may have given that patch of floor to somebody else. Bendigo floor patches are very, very lucrative during the sheep and wool show. I'm still choosing colours, but it's going to be my next knit. Well, there you go. I'm attempting to crochet a short cardigan. Go Nature's Crafts. I love little cardigans crocheted. I've got heaps of them. Black Pearl Knits wants Jackie, throw a link up for your design. You're a mod, you can pop a link in. Come on, throw a link up so everybody can see. If you want to check out Jackie's sweater, you'll need to right click her link when she's got it up and go and check it out and go and punch some Ravelry hearts all over it. Even if it's not your thing, you can still heart it and give Jackie some encouragement as a new designer. Jennifer P, welcome to the chat. I see Freaky Geek. I see you there. I must have missed a previous message. Sorry, Freaky. Do you send to the USA? Is the MLC suitable for crochet peeps? Kathy, I do ship to the USA. There's a slightly different price just because of postage. But the thing to remember is on my website, all the prices are in Australian dollars. And at the moment, the US dollar is so strong. And I think it's like 1 Australian dollar is buying 70 cents or 65 cents in the US. So keep that in mind as well. The kits are lace knitting patterns, but the yarn can be used for whatever you want. You don't have to use it for what I send the kit through for, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? It's your yarn, and I'm not going to be like, did you knit that thing? Did you make the thing that you're supposed to make? I'm not going to be doing that. I don't make the things I'm supposed to make with the kit yarn. I'm like, oh yeah, that would look really great as a kit, but I actually am going to use it for this because it's your yarn and it's in your stash and I'm not your stash boss. So absolutely crocheters can get it. It's just there won't be a crochet pattern included. That's all. I'm not including 2 patterns. It's just a knit pattern. I got inspired by Chantel's yarn for mine, otherwise I'd still be choosing colours. Oh, there you go. Oh no, why were you so ill going in? Did you have a stressful day? It's just my second week too. Oh, that's awesome. I don't know why I was ill, Shauna. I just had a really bad headache and I'd had a little nap in the afternoon, like for 40 minutes before yoga to try and ease it back a little bit. I probably should have just had some Panadol straight away and not try and tough it out, but I did. I tried to tough it out. I'm not quite sure why I had a headache. It's been a bit stressful here, nothing too dramatic. It's just this is a busy time of year for me. But I don't think I've been feeling pretty good about where I'm at. So I don't know why I had a headache. Been drinking lots of water and, you know, I run through the list. I don't know. I don't know why I had a headache. I just did. But I woke up this morning feeling tons better. Actually, I felt heaps better after I had dinner. So maybe I was hungry. I don't know. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Jackie has her link, you guys. Go right click on that link. Make sure you right click so you don't disappear from the chat. Kim's saying, I totally stalk your Ravelry projects to make sure that to see what you make. I do stalk some of my friends' Ravelry queues to see what they're making, just more because I want to see what they're making. And sometimes I'm too busy to go and hang out, so I stalk their Ravelry projects. Jackie says it's also in the fun zone. So if you guys don't want to look at it now, you can totally check it out in the fun zone. Shintamani says, Jackie, that's lovely. Congrats on the pattern. Because it is lovely, Jackie. It's a gorgeous sweater. I don't think I have hypertension. I've never been diagnosed with it, so but anyway, it is. Oh, I'm nearly. Hang on. There we go. We've got one more thing to talk about on my list of things to make sure I talk about, because you guys know I have a little list of the things that I try to remember to discuss. And the thing on my list is, did you guys see my T-spin video tutorial, my video review on the new ChowGoo crochet hooks? Because I was pretty excited. I was a bit nervous. I probably mentioned that about 14 times, but I was very nervous making the video. It's been the first pre-record video I have done since the 5 tips for lace knitting video over 12 months ago. So it was a bit nerve-wracking, but it was just so nice to get it done and get it finished. We had Jacob edit it for me, so I didn't have the stress of editing. So I really enjoyed the whole process on this one. I've got some more in the throes of being made, so I want to try and get back into a weekly schedule. Probably not next week though, the reality is, because I've been a bit busy and have not gotten Jacob the files for the next video. Sorry Jacob, that is my fault. Okay, so all those ends are woven in on that one. That's just a pile of ends for that one. Look at this. That's just those ends. There's an issue there. That's a problem. It's not a problem, it's just how the pattern is. How can it have been that long since you did a vid? I don't know, Kim. It just has. Like, that's the thing. It just really has. Angela said it was an excellent video. Thank you, Angela. I appreciate that. Annie says, you're all professional and you did great. Thank you. Food. It's not on my list. The food thing just happened. Shauna says probably because you needed to eat. You did mention last week that you forget to eat sometimes. I'm doing my first lace knit. Oh, that's exciting. Everyone needs to watch to the end because I do a dance at the end. I do a little, it's not quite a dance. It's sort of a dance. Sort of. But that just shows me, Andrea, that you watch my videos all the way to the end, and I appreciate that. Where are we? Helen says, yes, I saw the video and I'd love to get a set of those hooks. Odd But Nice says, I did and I'm saving for them now. I actually got an order for those hooks from someone in the UK, so I'm really surprised by that they just didn't order from a ChowGoo dealer in the UK. I'm not quite, I'm a bit perplexed. I mean, I'm totally going to sell them and ship them. There's no issue there, but I'm just surprised. But I mean, the Aussie dollar is pretty rubbish against the pound as well, so it may have come out cheaper ordering from me. I know I had someone contact me about a spinning wheel, which I wasn't allowed to sell them because I don't have rights to sell the wheels outside of Australia. But yeah, they were saying that the Aussie dollar just made it so much more affordable buying it from Australia, even with the shipping. And I was just like, are you kidding me? Including the shipping. Anyway, maybe I deserve a free set due to having a name most people cannot pronounce. Oh gosh. I wish I could give away free things. I had to stop doing that. It was not good for my business. I used to give away a bit of yarn like at every live stream a while ago, but it got to the point where it was very bad, because it was like, okay, my profits this week went into shipping and yarn gifts. So I had to sort of stop and have a think about it. Now I just do it for special occasions. Game Widow says, I have a rice bowl of ends and offcuts working on my miter square blanket. Yeah, I've got a pile of these ends because I'm going to include them in my final weight so that I can, actually, it's very sad. I pick through and sort out all the colours. So, yeah. Did I miss a question from my mum? Hang on a second. Uh-oh, I missed a question from my mum, you guys. I can't find it. Oh, there it is. No, that's telling Jackie the sweater is great. Mum, you put no capitals in your username and it's very hard to find you. Can you put your question in again? Because I don't want to ignore you because you're my mum. Oh, there it is. When do I get my coffee mug? I probably could have given it to Dad to take down, but he sort of was just like, "Hey, I'm going." I was like, "Oh, okay. Drive safe." So sorry. Otherwise I would have given it to Dad to give to you, because I've got one more coffee mug sitting here out of the samples I had shipped. So, but it's bags for my mum, you guys. It's my mum's. She wants a mug. Nobody pronounces my name correctly in real life either. Yeah, it's Abby does this thing because one of Abby's teachers at school insists on calling me Charmaine. Like, no matter how many times I've said, no, my name's Chantel, she calls me Charmaine. So now Abby, when she's being silly, she answers the phone and goes, "Hi, it's Charmaine." And you're just like, oh my gosh, Abby, that's dreadful. Also, it's not my name. And that's why I tried really hard. I do try to get everyone's names right as best I can, because I know what it's like to have a name that people botch at left, right, and center. My neighbor calls me Chantel, and so and that's my give up and say close enough as well. Chantel is close enough to Chantel, but Charmaine is not. It's just not. It's a totally different not. When she's being silly, is that like every day? Yes, it is, Kim. Well done. It is every day. There's a fly. Because I've got all the doors and windows open here because there's no one home next door right now. So we'll see if we can get through a live stream without neighbor noise. That was insane last week. Absolutely. And they got louder. They got absolutely louder. It drove me like totally mental. We had to lock the house down. So are you guys loving these colors as much as I am? This is not a color that I would normally be attracted to. It's a bit pinky for me, and I'm not a real pinky person. But holy cow, I love it so much. I'm like, what else can I make with this color? But the reality is I wouldn't wear anything in this color. I just love it. I just think it's really nice. Chantel looks French to me. It is French, that's right. Perhaps members could donate treasures they no longer think they will use for your giveaways. People likes change, even their needles. Yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable with that. It's a great idea, but I think that would be better for like some sort of charity. I think that, we do giveaways every now and again where we'll have like a special occasion, and I'm planning some pretty decent giveaways when this channel hits 5,000 subscribers. Not that you guys who are here already should be in any way punished for being early birds. But, I've got some stuff sorted for when that happens. We're getting there, slowly. It's a beautiful name. That's right, Mum. It is a beautiful name, and I like it, and I like to make sure that it's said right and spelt right. Chintamani says, "Try my name. People rarely get it right the first time." I know I didn't. I killed your name like multiple times. So yeah, botched it dead. And I'm very sorry about that. Oh, I really did kill it quite a lot. Nature says, "I would, but I'm severely taste challenged." I think I missed a thing there. Love the colors. The one looks more orangey than pink on my screen. Yeah, it's definitely got some pinky orange tones to it. I'm just having a look, and yeah, it definitely looks more orange. Hang on a second. I'll see if I can lift it up to the other camera. I'll just get this bit woved in. Get this bit woved in. We'll see if this other camera makes any difference to the colors here. So we'll get it up here and we'll see how that looks. It may or may not make any difference, but in real life, it's this beautiful wash between pinks and oranges and even sort of like an orangey yellow color. But yeah, it still looks orange. Oh well. In real life, it's better. It's better in real life. Moya is your mum. Yes, Moya is my mum. So be nice, or she'll come and tell me all about it later. She'll just be like, that one in the chat, Chantel, can you block them or something? I'll be like, well, technically, yes. Yeah, still orange. Sorry, guys. I'll see if I can get some. If you follow me over on Instagram, I've managed to grab some pretty decent photos of it over there, so you can have a look at the colors on Insta. So is it boring, you guys, watching me weave in ends? I know last week we were talking about how you feel about me doing multiple crafts, like, because I've been, as I was saying last week, I watch a lot of stuff that talks about niching down your businesses, and I'm in a lot of different groups on Facebook, and some people are quite harsh about us crafty YouTubers. The regular thing I hear is that we should shut up, stop talking, show what we need to show, and get it over and done with. Why should they have to sit through and listen to a story about whatever? So it's like, really, okay, wow. And then it's like the ones, and then they will complain about these crochet channels that all of a sudden start showing knitting and stuff like that, and it's like, you know what? But yarn is fun. Yarn is fun. So, and I try to avoid the sort of negative comments, but negative comments in themselves aren't bad if you don't take them personally. You can keep them as a constructive thing, but if it's aimed directly at you, which is none of these weren't aimed at me. I was just reading general conversations. Then it's easier to take the information on board. But if someone like messaged me and went, you are supposed to be a channel that does this, why are you doing this other thing? So, Nature's Craft said she'll cringe if my mum found me on YouTube. I love my mum's like into yarn as well, so this is her sort of thing too. Lindsay says I just placed an order for yarn to make the Malgvan on Ravelry. I've never knit with lace weight yarn before. Oh, that's going to be fun. Pip and Poppycock says it's a bit of a salmon colour. It sort of is. Sort of. My daughters, everyone gets wrong here in the States. Kylie, but everyone spells it different. Oh, well, yeah, it is a bit of a different way to spell it, isn't it? Odd But Nice says, love all the colours of the blanket. Can we see them all together at the end? Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna make a blanket, so I'll take photos of the blanket. Kim says, does that mean that I have the Fiberific mum approval? I don't know. You'll have to ask mum about that, Kim. I mean, Abby's been telling mum about you as well, so that's a big. Not at all boring. Oh, that's good. Do you have a project page for this blanket yet? No, I do not. Actually, I'm going to write it down. Project page, the blanket. I also need to make yarn page for the Pegasus yarn because it's not on Ravelry yet. Hang on. And I don't have the kits available just yet because I do want to double check. I don't want to send out a kit. Like, I've got no problems with this coloured section. That's not the issue. I've weighed and measured one of the colours, and I've got no problems there. It's the grey and the natural that I'm concerned about. I want to make sure I've got enough of those in the kits. I'm seeing the pinks and yellows more the longer it's in the middle of your screen. Oh, that's cool. That's good. Sally says this kind of live is just like sitting down with a group of friends with a coffee and chatting about all the good stuff. That's kind of what I aim for, really, except I kind of have to do all the talking, which that's not, it's fine. I know, I can just imagine what Abby has been telling her. Yeah, what you're imagining is probably right. Yep. I tried to explain to my husband that watching you and Steph live are my social interaction. It totally is, Lindsay. It's totally social. Like, without a doubt. It is definitely social. And I'm the same. But I've been missing Steph's lives because Steph does them on a Tuesday, and that's normally when Andrea comes over to dine now. Andrea, next time you come, like next week, can you remind me, and we'll throw it up on a screen somewhere so we can at least watch it. We may not be able to interact, but while we're dying, we can watch it or listen. So, but yeah, it's one of those things. Hey, can somebody tell me what our thumbs up and view count is at the moment? That would be really great if you wouldn't mind. Diane E has made it into the chat. the postman's here, so Snowy's probably going to lose her little dog mind. So that'll be fun as well. Pip and Poppycock, I just finished joining. That's awesome. 27 viewers and 35 thumbs ups, is that right? Or is it the other way around? I may have it. 35 watch and 27 thumbs. Okay, I did. I had it the wrong way around because I'm a numpty. That's fine. That's fine. Abby ordered some little, I always screw up the name. Are they AirPods? Abby got some AirPods and she ordered herself like some little $1 or $2 like case covers from Wish. Like it feels like 4 months ago. It's not, but it feels like it. But I swear to God, every afternoon for the last 2 weeks, Abby's been like, do I have any mail? Do I have any mail? Is there any mail? And you're just like, oh my God, Abby, I will tell you when they come. I will send you a text message at school. Be like, Abby, guess what? You've got mail. 250 squares. No. That's one thing I love about this project is there's 12 squares. Just 12. There's not 60. There's not 250. There's 12. So, oh my God. Which pattern are you guys talking about, Pippin and Lindsay? You guys, if you haven't seen, you probably all know better than me, but Pip and Poppycock put some amazing patterns out on Ravelry. Just stunning work with colour. And I highly recommend you go and have a look. I personally have not made anything yet because I'm daunted by it. I'm absolutely daunted by it. But I've been so tempted the last couple I've seen. The Arizona was beautiful, and there's another one that's just come out with like, I can't think of the name. It's got all the squiggly lines. Someone tell me what the squiggly line pattern is. I'm sorry, Pippin. I'm just like, yeah, I like the squiggly line one. Nature's Craft says I don't bother with Wish. I don't either, but Abby's just obsessed with it. I mean, like, I'm all about eBay. I like eBay for that cheap and nasty stuff. You'll have to text me when they arrive and I'll come and take a photo of me holding her package. That would be brilliant, Kim. We totally need to do that. We totally need. Granny's on the go to be released. Oh my gosh. Is my mum going? Hang on a second. Bye, Mum. Have a good day. Sorry, I didn't even see. Lindsay's one of Emma's testers. Oh, okay. Lindsay's in there with the no. So, Lindsay, are we going to have to stab ourselves in the eyes for 250 squares? Is there a chute for these squares? Yes, there is. If you go to seriously, I don't know who's done it. I can never remember. It's an excellent tutorial, really in depth. I watched it to get through the first one. It is, but if you just in YouTube just type in Charlotte's Dream Squares, the chutes come up, and it's really good. They're really, really good. I'm still knitting my sweater and finally learned to knit backwards. It is awesome. Knitting to the left and to the right was probably one of the best skills I ever learnt. Honestly, it's made a huge difference when I'm entrelac knitting, and just so many little things that just make it easier to knit left and right, especially if you're one of those people whose purl tension is different to their knit tension. So if you can knit to the left and the right rather than having to knit and then purl and then knit and then purl, it makes a huge, huge difference. Now, if you're doing a rib, you've got to purl. There's no way around that. But if you're doing like a row of knit and a row of purl, like stockinette, you can knit left, knit right, knit left, knit right, and you're good to go. I tried to poke my needle through a knot and then my needle just about poked through my finger instead. That was great. Don't recommend that at all. Annie, are you okay? Made something. There's a link to it under the pattern info. Oh, thank you, Kim. Oh, I did save that. Oh, hang on. I've missed some stuff. Missing things. I have to look at it, but I haven't tried it. I reckon my left to right tension would vary more than my knit purl. Oh, really? Well, yeah, probably at the start, but mine worked out really fast. What knit to the left and to the right? Will I never going to have to look it up? Absolutely. So it's really useful when you're entrelac knitting, so that you don't have to keep turning your work with 6 stitches or whatever. You can knit to the right and then knit back to the left. And it is it is a learning curve. There's no denying that. It's not just something really simple. You've got to sort of turn your work, place the needles in like you're going to knit it, then turn it back over, and then look at it and then pull the needle out and then slide it back in. And you might have to do that a couple of times before you sort of work out where the needle's supposed to sit, and then you just knit the other way. It really works. Well, you just do it however you need to, Kim. It's the advantage of knowing extra ways to knit. You can just do it however you need. Havana, that's it. That's it, Kath. Thank you, Kathy, for sharing. Havana is the other Pippin one that I've been drooling over. I don't think I pulled that enough. There we go. There's still an end. One sneaky end. I just learnt what the short row is on the wingspan pattern. Short rows are cool, and there's a few different ways to do short rows as well, which I really like. They're not all just twist and turn. Freaky Geek is learning to Havana a top. Are we talking about this Pippin Poppycock Havana pattern or something else, Freaky? The wingspan knit is amazing. I haven't tried it. I've nearly finished. I'm going to have a little sip of my tea in a second. So we're about, halfway through our chat here. So what I might do is reiterate. So, repeat myself for those of you that were here early. But just have a little talk about the things that are coming up in June now that May has just about disappeared on us. So I'll have a little sip. Cold. Luckily, I made another batch, and this will be steamy hot. So the cold bit in the bottom will act like, when you add milk to your tea, there's that little bit of cold. So I've got my Yogi Throat Comfort, soothes the throat. It's got some cool stuff in it, you guys. Fennel seed, cherry bark, cinnamon bark, orange peel. Now, I was nervous about the cinnamon bark because I don't like overly cinnamony flavors, but it's so balanced, I'm not even noticing it. Orange peel, slippery elm, cardamom, ginger root, mullein, I don't know, leaf, organic clove bud, and black pepper. And it's not hot, so there's not that much black pepper. Yeah, there's a couple of leaves that escape the tea bags in the bottom of the cup, but it's all good. Oh, that's nice. I'm really enjoying that. I think I might have to get another bag of that. Thank you for sharing that with me. Black pearl knits, huge difference. And you're right, it's nice to have a change. Because I still love licorice legs, don't get me wrong. But it's nice to have something a bit different. Havana is awesome. Mine is right here. Can't wait to get it finished. Donna Carr has just been learning the moss stitch. That's awesome, Donna. That's another one of those really nice stitches that look great. I love a good moss stitch border on a jumper because then the ends don't curl up. I don't like a ribbed waistband on a jumper because I'm a big girl. Rib just accentuates the fact that I'm a big girl. So I like a nice moss stitch, sort of flatter sitting, sorry, try not to cough, a flatter sitting edge to things. So sometimes when a pattern calls for like a rib waistband, I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to moss that instead. Opens it out, sits it a bit flatter. It depends what the pattern is. You can't always just go in and do what you want. Sometimes that ruins things. Ask me how I know, Chantel, who's ruined many a thing. Does it soothe the throat? Yes, it does. It actually makes it feel really quite nice. But my throat has been playing up the last couple of days, like quite a lot. So I'm having lots of Ventolin. It's not so much my throat. It's like if I breathe in too deep, I just start coughing. So my asthma is being a butt. And so I've just got to watch it and try and, not cough, which this tea is really helping with. Probably better when it's hot. I think it was the cold tea that made me cough. Nice combo, lots of things I like. Oh, that's good. Black Pearl says, "Oh, good. I'll bring you a box." Oh, you don't need to do that. I can pick up a box now that I know I like it. Freaky Geek wants to know if it'd be a full box or an empty box. There's always that. Keep your chin up, Sally. Oh, I'm making a crochet your fade for my mum and had to frog the whole thing the other day because my stitch count was off. Oh, I hate that so much. How far through were you? Like, oh my gosh. And yeah, I agree with Odd But Nice. I hope your mum loves it. I'm sure she will. My mum would like it if I made her a jumper, but I don't make people jumpers. I make them parts of jumpers and give them that as a gift. As my husband very kindly reminds me, he still has a back of a jumper that doesn't have a front or sleeves. And that's the other thing. This is a caffeine-free tea, so I'm sure the licorice legs is probably caffeine-free too. But that's nice to know. It's helpful information. We're getting through all these ends. Okay, so what I was going to say, as I got sidetracked again, is in June, I'm going to be in Sydney for a weekend. I arrive on June the 1st, which is the Saturday afternoon. Go and check into my little hotel. And then Sunday morning, I'm going to be joining some amazing people in a crochet class. So we're going to go and do Addy Day Designs crochet class at Skein Sisters. We're going to be doing the Brioche, I think it's a cup cozy that we're doing in class, but it's basically a precursor to be able to do the cowl pattern that she's got there, which I'm really excited for. I'm really hoping I don't suck as much at Brioche as I do at Brioche. Then after that, myself, Carly from Fiber Lily, Catherine from, oh my God, the wool shed. No, I can't remember. I'm sorry. Fiber Lily. There's Kylie. There's Nat Power who is Tifa Talia. There is going to be Elizabeth from Elgro Crochet and Claire from Bob Wilson 123. We're all going to get together and hang out at Skein Sisters from around 2 o'clock onwards. What colour is that I'm working on right now? This is violetish. So this purpley colour is violetish. I can't wait to see you either, Nat, and so much more relaxed than like at Bendigo or something like that where I have to keep watching my stall. It's going to be so nice to sit and relax and talk and have lunch. Australian Wool Store, thank you, Natalie. Catherine is from the Australian Wool Store. Guys, she is fantastic. You need to go and check out her stuff because I feel very bad that I keep forgetting the name of her business. I'm picturing her logo and it's this gorgeous sheep and that's as far as I get. And then I forget what the words actually say around it. Do you arrive early enough to go to that show? I don't. There was someone asked, Kirsten Maltby asked me if I was going to make it to the Sydney Wool Fest thing, and it doesn't appear to be on the Sunday. So I'm going to have to miss out because I don't get there early enough on Saturday afternoon to go and play, really. I get there in time to play for Saturday night rather than Saturday afternoon. Did you sort Julie out with those 275 needles? Yes, I did. Julie is all sorted out. She shall have 275mm needles and cables arriving on her doorstep very soon. Any chance for a tiny live? I don't know, Leanne. I'll try. but it'll depend on a few things. Like I'd have to get permission from Skein Sisters um and possibly if you guys want me to, you know, I'm sure the other girls would be up for it, but I would have to double check. I don't want to step on Skein Sisters' toes because it's their place, and I'm not sure what their policies and rules are. So I'd need to double check first. But you know, if they're okay with it, I'm okay with it. Jackie says might have to come up Saturday. Maybe we can do dinner. That sounds lovely. Are you? I've got some YouTube friends that are getting back to me, so let me confirm before you go to all that effort, Jackie. Where are we? Sometimes I knit loose. Do I go down a needle size? If your knitting is if it's loose, so loose that it is messing with your gauge and you're not getting gauge, then yes, go down a needle size. So then that the looseness is not affecting the gauge. As long as it's not affecting, you're not getting baggy stitches, you're fine, but it could be affecting your gauge. So if it is, then yeah, go down a needle size. Stream the class for us. No, that will not be happening. Not my class to stream. Chintamani says they are so slow from the begin. They bring out the blower. Oh my gosh. Stick your phone in their face and start asking questions, starting with like to be on my channel. Yeah, there's that. I mean, I do that at Bendigo. I run around all the stores like a loon on the Sunday, like looking at this. But I do ask before I do. But I'm live, so I've kind of got my phone just sort of tilted down before they give me permission. I haven't had someone say no. I've had people not want to be on camera themselves, but they're happy for their stall to be on. But yeah, I've always got to ask and double check before I put either someone or a venue on camera. Jackie says I'm due for a visit with my cousin, so I'm thinking of killing two birds with one stone. Oh, there you go. Well, I'll double check that I'm free Saturday night and go from there, Jackie. Because I'm killing two birds with one stone too. Where are we? Something about, I thought that was a link for Dream, but it was a link for Sophie's Universe or something like that. I don't know. Oh, that's another good point, Kim. Kim says that it may affect your gauge, but it also may affect how much yarn you'll end up using, and you may not have enough yarn for your project. That's a very valid point. Oops, go over there. Poor Chintamani. You know how I felt last week then, Chintamani, because last week I just wanted it to end. I just wanted the noise to end, and it did not. And it didn't end until like 9 o'clock that night, and I swear to God they were spray boothing something. So you had the compressor like going dung 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 dung, and then whooshed, 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 dung 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 for like 3 hours. And it was too much. It was absolutely too much. And like we were just, trying to have tea and watch telly and like we had all the doors and windows closed in the house and still could hear it. And like I would guess that it's a very even spray job because it was to the point where because I automatically count for patterns. I don't know why I just do, but it was 24 seconds, but of dung, 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 before you heard the psh, and then you heard the psh, psh, like six times, and then it went back to the dung, dung, dung. You sound like a pod racer from Star Wars. Oh man. Hey, speaking of noises from Star Wars, when you fill a water bottle up on a tap that's got the in Australia we've got kitchen taps that have got like these little filter things. It's just so the water comes out. It doesn't just blurt out. It comes out in a nice gentle stream sort of thing. If you put a water bottle on it and have it filling up really fast, it sounds like an X-Wing fighter. I swear. I'm going to have to record it. For those just joining us, our host is not impersonating a rap star. No, I'm describing the ridiculous noise that went on for over 3 hours at my house last week. It was insane. It was at aerators. Thank you, Kim. That's exactly what they are, the little aerator thing. But yeah, if I stick a water bottle under it, it makes that noise, that high pitched sort of like noise that they make when they're flying, like when they're screeching when they come, Anyway, I can't make that noise, so I'm not going to try and replicate it for you. Now I feel like going to Bunnings. Why? Why do you feel like going to Bunnings, Kim? Do you need a sausage? Um, I just want to point out how vindicated I felt this week when I saw so many people I know outside of this group talking about their democracy sausages, because I swear I felt like maybe it was something that my mum and dad had made up and that, I didn't know what I was talking about. But it turns out that so many of my friends were like, I've got a democracy sausage, and that's how they were like, I voted. So yeah. Where are we? Yeah, record it. You can make it all scratch cash on sound effects loop. I probably could, And I've got an audio recorder, so I can totally get it inside and record it while it's doing it. Adam Liu said it on his Facebook page. I cracked up. See, it's not just me, you guys. It's not just me. And Leanne says the democracy snag was all over the telly. See? Oh, I felt so vindicated because I left that stream thinking, oh my God, maybe it is just a thing for my area. Or Adam Hills was talking about it on his show. Every time I heard it, I thought of you. Oh, thank you, Leanne. Every time I heard it, I went, yeah, another one. Woohoo! More democracy sausages. So yeah, it was a bit weird. It was definitely weird. Like, there's no denying it. It was weird. Every time I thought of it, I was like, yeah. Oh, goodness me. I like that tea. And you know what? The flavor, the after flavor I'm getting is definitely cinnamon, but it's not that overpowering cinnamon that some places give, like that cinnamon gum. Big Red can't eat that stuff. But yeah, just so much, but this is just a hint, like you just know it's there. It's a bit like when you're having chai and you can taste like the star anise, but it's not overpowering, and you can taste the cinnamon, but it's not overpowering. You can taste all the flavors, but you're not basically just tongue's not destroyed. There were some really great cake stall puns too. Oh, there were. And there were some amazing cake stalls from what I saw. Like, my local didn't. We just had democracy sausages. And I didn't buy any democracy snags because I went up after lunch and I'd already eaten. And it felt wrong. I was like, I voted at the wrong time of the day for sure. Where are we? According to Wiki, he's a television chef and lawyer. That seems a weird combo. From Kim. Oh, there you go. Helen says, leaving, sirens going. Helen, keep safe. Goodbye. Go and be safe where you need to be safe. We'll do the pink one next. Which one should I do next? Do we want to see? You guys can tell me while I have a sip. I got 3 more to go. So these are the 3 we've got to choose. Okay. Does Dandelion from Andrea. Now, guys, I can't let it run too late today. The one you can't reach. Dandelion was first, you guys. I can't let it run too late today because I've got another appointment this afternoon that I've got to scoot out for. But yeah, I like to start in the middle. Does everyone like to start in the middle, or do you guys all work from the inside out? I like to work from the inside out, not the outside in. Excuse me. So I'm going to start this one and get a few of the ends woven in, and then I'm going to scoot. But I only got part of the way through. So Redland, we've got Skein Sisters on the 2nd of June, and then on the 18th of June we've got the Redlands craft show that they have at the entertainment center at Cleveland, called Warped and Twisted. It's a great little event. It's only $5 to get in, and that includes a lucky door prize ticket and also your morning tea, which is a really nice handmade little selection of sandwiches and little cakes and muffins and things. I'm just scared at all those ends for one little part of a flower. Look, this is the worst part of it, honestly. As you get further out, like here we had, like all this was one row, like one color change, and then as you get further and further, it's like you've got all the gray, and then you've got a bit more of the orange, and then you're done. So this is a lot of ends, but it's just for this section. And the thing to realize is there's only 12 squares in this whole blanket. So if you've got a few ends, it's still not as bad as having to do 250 squares, Emma. Is it now? I need to find out if anyone else thinks that buttering barbecue shapes is a good idea. No! Buttering barbecue shapes is not a good idea. Who is doing that? Kim says, maybe I need to skip Pilates that day and come to Warped and Twisted. I would. You'll get a workout. You've got to walk around. I forgot. What was the pink, coral, yellow colour? This one. We went with sherbet orange. Is that the one you're talking about? Oh, but nice. The sherbet orange. It's not on the website yet. If that's what you're looking for. I don't have it up yet. I've got to get photos. I have not done the photos yet. I've been very slack. Actually, I haven't been slack. I've been doing 100 other things, is what the problem is at the moment. The other night, I went to go to bed. I'm not kidding. I'm laying in bed, and I just went, I need to do a Chow order. I also need to order some more yarn, and I need to organise a yarn quote from another company. So I literally got back up out of bed and went and did it, and then went back to bed. And I was just like, that was weird, but okay, it's done now. My hubby does it and then fed it to my kids, so now he asks for it. I'd just be like, nah, butter is not dip. I'm sorry, butter is not dip. If you wanted to dip them into like some dip, that's different, but butter is not dip. That's my view. I've given my opinion most decidedly. Where are we? Andrea says, Kim's talking to Andrea saying I'm doing the bump in, so I'll see the before the show. That's right. Kim comes and helps me set it all up. It's nice to have just 12 big squares to do, or 6 big stripes. Yeah. But, I mean, admittedly, there's a lot of ends in these 12 squares. So, I don't know how many ends are in all those little granny squares that you're doing for Emma. I've gotten Lindsay mixed up with Odd But Nice. Lindsay's not doing the test knit for Emma. So, the list of things to never ends. I just randomly throw yarn into bowls on the table. Okay. I missed why. Oh, when you're bumping in. Yeah. Sorry. Took me a second to realise what you were talking about. Yeah, that's what she does. She's like, yep, that's a bowl. There's some yarn in that bowl. Oh, new t-shirt slogan. Butter is not dip. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Oh my gosh. Don't get me wrong. I like butter. I like butter on bread. I like butter on toast. I like butter on crumpets and on corn cobs and sometimes even on peas. But butter is not dip. Guys, I'm going to have to skedaddle. I've had a fantastic time hanging out with you. I also feel like I've really achieved something. I've been putting off doing these ends for a long time. But I want to say a huge thank you to all of you for joining in this live chat today. And a doubly big thank you to those of you that have also watched the Chow Tea Spin crochet hook video. That I'm just really happy about how it's gone. So I am going to run away so that I can get packed up and ready to go out for my appointment. I hope everything is great for you this weekend. I plan on a nice quiet weekend finishing this blanket. So, oh wait, it's not 11:30. Hang on. I looked at the clock wrong. I'm thinking it was 11:40. No, you guys, I'm not going. I'm staying. Oh my God. I have my glasses on. I swear I thought it said 11:40. And I'm thinking I've already gone 10 minutes over. Oh my gosh. I'm an idiot. I need to... Oh man. My brain is not in a good place, guys. Like, it's just not. I'm going to stay. So those of you that have left, I'm sorry. But I'm staying. And I'm going to stay for another 20 minutes because I had to walk out the door at midday. And so, yeah, I'm fine. I didn't read the clock right. I've got 20 more minutes. You're right. I'm staying for 20 more minutes. Don't do that to us. I had a heart attack. I'm sorry, Andrea. Oh, man, for some reason, my brain just said, yeah, you've already gone 10 minutes over. It's time to go. So, false alarm, everybody. Retract the goodbyes. Some people would have just left. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I didn't have a second coffee this morning. You're right, Angela. You need caffeine to wake up and be alert. You're right. I definitely only had one coffee, and now I'm drinking this no caffeine tea. Now I can finish weaving in my ends. I could totally do this square. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I read the time wrong. And I don't normally trust Kim with the clock because Kim tries to make me stay for ages. You know, it... I'm really happy that you all understand. I really do. I feel like an idiot, honestly. I really do. Kim says I thought I was going to go and talk to my husband. You could just sit there with headphones on and just watch one of the old videos. He would never know. He would never know that it wasn't the live. Fine, but I'm not saying bye again later. You can't make me. You're right. I can't make you do anything. Oh my gosh. Donna says it's 8:12 here in the USA. I'm in Tennessee. So where is everybody from? Like we've got. I know where most of you are from, but there's a few new faces, and I'm not quite sure where you're from. So everyone, blast in where you're from. Those of you that are still here that didn't leave when I said I was leaving, because I can't tell the time, like a 4-year-old. Kim's from Brisbane. Thank you, Annie. I appreciate that. If somebody takes a snapshot, they can make a life-size you to take selfies with. Okay. Kimberly's in Pennsylvania. Kathleen's in Cali. Odd But Nice is in Houston. Western New York. Edmonton in Canada. Adelaide. Ontario. Sorry, Freaky. Black Pearl Knits in Brisbane. Rhode Island. Minnesota. Gosh, there's so many of you from the US. Can I say my mummy's tummy? You can, Andrea. But we're all going to judge you. It now feels like we've got bonus extra time on live chat. I do feel like a bit of a numpty, honestly. Because I thought I was like, oh yeah, I've gone for an extra few minutes, but I've really got to go now. Shona's in Perth in WA. Odd But Nice is in Houston. Jennifer P is Brisbane. There's a few locals. It's actually a really huge mix of people in like Brisbane, also a few like WA and South Australia, but Brisbane and the US, isn't it? It's bizarre, isn't it? Is there an infinity or an affinity between Australians and Americans when it comes to yarn crafting? Because it feels like there must be. All these places work together for a nice world tour. They do, don't they, Jackie? They definitely do. And Jackie's in Canberra, which is the capital of Australia. And they built Canberra where they did, so no state could claim that it had the capital in it. So they built its own state or territory, Australian Capital Territory, the ACT. It's a bit like the old Vatican. No country has the Pope. Hang on, I just got to make sure I didn't screw this one up. Nope, all good. That was a bit of a freaky style comment. It was. I think the timing is wrong for the Euro. So who's in around right now? That's a good point actually. It's like middle of the night. You're right. But so if anyone's watching in the replay, let us know in the comments below where you're from, and if you are in Europe, then I know that that you guys aren't missing out. You're just coming in a different time zone. So that could be the difference, because we're in Australia, it's in the middle of the day for us, whereas it's sort of right on. Is that flyback? Yes, it is. I don't know where it went for ages, but it's come back now. Just spent my money I don't have on yarn that I need for a test pattern. Oh, I hate that. It's frustrating when you just have to spend the money, but you don't really want to, but you have to. That's how I feel about my internet bill. I don't really want to give them the amount of money that we pay them for the level of service that we get. Go away, fly. You're bugging me. Natalie's in Wagga Wagga. Sally Schilling, if my credit card had a bigger limit, I'd do the same. 14 minutes. Thank you. So I don't try and run off early again or try to, end up being late. It's 2 a.m. in London. Oh, absolutely. Can I watch, Shauna? Can you? Did I not finish a sentence, or did you not finish a sentence? Because there's both. We used to have a couple from Europe pop in. We did, but it was 2 a.m. for them. It really was, and I was always like, "What are you doing here? Why go to sleep?" So I definitely understand that it's crazy time. Crazy time o'clock. Can you guys hear my chickens? They are so grumpy at the moment. I barricaded them out of the craft shed. Like there's literally boxes of cardboard boxes up against the door so they can't walk in. Dara is watching from Sudbury in Ontario in Canada. Oh, there you go. Hey Dara, welcome to the chat. Oh, excuse me. Can you help me trying to find the circulars that have a hole for threading the lifeline through? Sure, no problems. Ciao goo. And any interchangeable needle that you use a key, you can pop a fine lifeline through that hole. Otherwise, if you want the gap in the actual cable, it is probably, I think, oh my God, my brain's just melted. They've made in Germany. Addies. Addies actually you push the cable and it pops out. Oh wow, I'm so glad I didn't trash your name. There's a first. Oh gosh. Addie have a split in their cables, but anything that uses a key to tighten, you can use that keyhole. A couple of peeps low on the thumbs up. If you've not whacked the thumb, please do. Oh, thank you, Kathleen. I appreciate the reminder. Black Pearl says, what do you mean by a hole for threading a lifeline through? So if you're not using stitch markers, so you don't use a lifeline thread through a needle or a cable if you're using stitch markers, ask Kim why. But if you're not using stitch markers, you can actually thread the lifeline through the cables on your needles. I don't have any needles handy to show you. And then when you knit your stitches, your lifeline's already put in. Otherwise, but if you're using stitch markers, you end up with your lifeline through your stitch markers, which is a nightmare. I think I've got a video somewhere for how to use a lifeline. Oh, I do. It's in my 5 top tips for knitting lace. There's a little video up on how to use a lifeline there. But yeah, if you're not using stitch markers, you can totally put a lifeline through your needle or in your cable for some of the brands. Freaky says the only lifeline that they know of is for rock climbing. Well, you've obviously not knit a lot of lace and made a zillion mistakes like I have. Black Pearl Knits, I used to use a thread and needle. Yeah, I tend to use a thread and needle because I like to use like lots of stitch markers. So I just use a thread and needle, really. I found it works best for me. But everybody's different, and that's why there's so many ways to do things. There's still 2 ends to weave in. Rebecca says sometimes I use both. There you go. Shauna says I put the thread through the stitch markers so that I still have them in place if I need to go back. But then you have to put in more stitch markers for when you go forward. Is that right? So you need double the amount of stitch markers? I'm confused a little bit. You'd have to let the stitch markers go, wouldn't you? Yeah, you would. A good trick is to use a small width needle on a limb cord for a lifeline. You already have a needle when you rip back. Yeah, I have 11 billion stitch markers. Well, that's a good point. That's why Kim does it that way. She's got all the stitch markers. Chris Bragg is off. Bye, Chris Bragg. Yeah, I'm not a fan of picking up the stitches, but yeah, that's the other thing that you can do is you can totally just leave in a interchangeable cable and switch to another cable, move your tips and just leave the cable behind when you're done. That's another option as well. I personally just weave the stitches. 11 billion, that's a lot. That is a lot of stitch markers. Kim really does have a lot of stitch markers. Just need to remember that the stitch markers are on the lifeline and not power rip it out and watch the markers go flying and think that they're your beads and have a heart attack. Exactly right, Kim. That's exactly right. No power ripping. Oh my gosh. Blinglets are so pretty. They are so pretty. I actually glued some up yesterday, just some small ones for a customer, which reminded me I needed to make more small ones. Sally's computer is having a hissy fit. I know that feeling all too well, Sally, so I'm very sorry it is happening to you. Jackie is saying that there's no such thing as having too many stitch markers, and I agree. I highly recommend the Fiberific blinglets for those knitters amongst us, and if you're a Clover user, a crochet user, I like the Clover padlocks and also the little wiggly sheeps. Hang on. I don't think I've got any handy. I like the little wiggly sheeps. They probably got a proper name. They would have a proper name, but I call them the Clover Wiggly Sheeps. Oh dear. I never got info. Where are all the beads you spoke of early on? Oh, Kathleen, so Mystery Lace Club that went out this month had 1,200 beads go out with it. Some months have beads and what have you in there as well. Others don't. Not every month has beads, but this month had quite a lot of beads, all in a big mixed bag of pretty colours. I'll pop a picture up of the bead mix over on the Instagram page, so that you guys can see, because they're cute and it's totally Instagram worthy. Black Pearl Knit says, yeah, it was a heavy little bag of beads. Yeah, I think off the top of my head, it was about 100 grams of beads for each person, which is a lot of beads. Hurry, list all the colours in your blanket before you have to go. The colours in my blanket so far are Scarlet Witch, Lipstick, Dandelion, Violetish. This is Soulstone, Sherbet Orange. The other 6 colours are Agave, Poison Ivy, Slimer, Blurple. Oh my god, hang on. I can't remember. Hang on, they're here. Oops. Oh, the yarn all fell everywhere. Okay, so Poison Ivy, Tiff, Slimer, Agave, Joss, and Blurple. Woohoo! I did it. That's all 12 colours. Mind you, there is yarn all over the floor now. It fell out of the bag and it's over the cords, everything. Ah. Sorry, I'm just reading. Sally Schilling, what's your shop? Black Pearl Knits wants to know. You can throw a link in over in the Fiberific Fun Zone. Yeah, Sally, yeah, just into the Fun Zone, not here. It's fine. Blinglets are Fiberific stitch markers. They are a ring with a bead attached. They are pretty as. Do I have any in here? No, I don't have any because that's my little crochet bowl and you can't use them when you're crocheting. Where are we? Yarn buff. Yeah, there's a bit of yarn buff going out. Kim will make a thread. Thank you, Kim's making a thread in the Fun Zone with all the links of all the things we've talked about. It's becoming a bit of a tradition, so thank you to Kim for doing that. Where are we? I've seen them, but I didn't realise they had a name. Oh, yeah, blinglets. Blinglets. Because they're little and they're blingy, so they're blinglets. That's how I came up with it. They're blingy. Yarn bling. Yarn everywhere sounds lovely. Look, it would be if the balls hadn't unraveled, and now I'm not happy. I'm not happy about the state. It's literally over the microphone cord and everything. Oh my gosh. I love the blue on the outer rim of the squares. Yeah, so they're all going to have that. So on each of these, as they go, they'll get their grey and then they'll get their main colour on the outer edge as well. So that one's just about done. Hang on. Lift them back up. Okay, so they'll all end up with this sort of treatment. So this one is up to here. And then, oops, this one is just in the middle section. It needs that bit. And then these guys have all got their grey. So they just need their cream post stitches. And then this one will get a pink border. So they look gorgeous. Just remember the project page. You're right. I will try to remember a project page. But not until later on this afternoon when I get home. I would like to think I could do it in the time that I have. But I don't, because before I make the project page, I need to make a yarn page for Pegasus. So, you know, I've got 2 jobs I have to do to make it happen. Project page and yarn pages. That's right, Kim. That's right. And remember Pegasus yarn. Oh no, tangle risk. Exactly right. There is a major tangle risk happening. Pegasus and Leo 2. You're quite right. Leo 2, you guys, has changed. I just put my next order in from the mill and it's just a dash finer. There's still the same percentages. It's just 20 more meters. So it's 2 or 10 meters. It's 10 more meters. So it's 210 meters per 50 grams. So yeah, it's just it's slightly different meterage. So if you see the meterage change from what's on your ticket, that's the only thing that's going to change. They've got a new mill making it. Apparently, it all still feels the same. They were using the same suppliers of fibers and what have you, but they just ended up with just slightly finer yarn. It must be so nice to use your own hand-dyed yarn for this project. I'm loving it. I am loving it. Honestly, I wasn't going to. It felt a little it's not luxurious, it's extravagant. It felt a little bit extravagant to me to make a blanket out of hand-dyed yarn. But now that I'm doing it and I'm realizing the quantities aren't as bad as I thought they'd be, and the colors are just so nice. You guys are fantastic. Thank you for giving me a time watch so that I didn't miss the real proper time. I'm going to scoot now. Thank you all so much for joining in. I will remember to do my yarn page and my project page so you guys can follow along. I'll get some photos up. Have a fantastic weekend. And I hope that you all get to have lots of time with your yarn this weekend. I'll see you all later. Bye.